Yo, welcome back everybody. PCC, People's Champions Challenge. How did everybody do this weekend? Today in this video, we're gonna give our review of this highly anticipated return of this game mode. Hasn't been in the game for over 7 years. But I think maybe, just maybe, the general consensus is that, well, this game mode might need some work. We're gonna talk about all those things that I like and don't like, pretty much everything that I don't like, because there really isn't anything that I do like about this game mode. I will have to say though, before we get into it, I was not around during season 1 or season 2 during the original PCC. I was around during a game mode that was similar to this in my NBA 2K called Rivals Clash. So I'll be kind of basing my comparisons on that game mode, as well as, you know, my current play style and what I do in the game, to kind of give you my opinion on what I think about this game mode. So let me know in the comments, do you agree or disagree with everything that I've said? Is there anything that I have left out? What is your opinion on this game mode? Did you play this game mode at all this weekend? Now, we started on Thursday and streamed it for a good 3 or 4 hours or so and played it a little bit during the weekend. I will have to admit, I kind of gave up fairly quickly in this game mode, and I kind of expected I would, just because I knew how it was set up. But there are certainly a lot of things that I think that can be improved in this game to make it better than what it is now, for sure. So let's get into it and let's talk about all these things that I certainly do not like about this game mode. And I might have to say that this is actually the worst game mode in the game. The game that I actually think is worse than Clash of Champions, which I didn't think would be possible. But the first thing that I certainly do not like is the deck. The fact that you have to use your last man standing deck, which means you can't sandbag, you can't switch out any of your guys, even though it's set up somewhat similar to a wild mode, best of 3. You can't use your wild deck, and you can't change out any of your cards for any strategy or anything like that. And so that certainly makes it really difficult. Now, during the stream, even though in Last Man Standing, it's super important for you to have a balanced deck, it did feel like, at least a lot of people were telling me, the people that were lower tier below Royal Rumble were still facing Royal Rumble cards with their opponents, which is kind of interesting. It made lower tiered people not be able to play this game mode at all. Couldn't even get +3s, had struggled on +1s, losing. And that is certainly unfortunate when it comes to a game mode that everybody cannot play. Then we got the opponents. The opponents are all bots. Now, while this might make it a little bit easier to play, especially those people that are higher tiered and have all the best cards, have all the event cards, have all the special cards, while it certainly makes it maybe easier for them to play, it certainly makes it so boring, just absolutely playing the same cards over and over and over again. Each one of these decks pretty much have, I don't want to say the perfect deck, but they have so many tags, they have so many of the right cards. They are just base tier cards, base tier Royal Rumbles. But holy cow, is it boring facing the same people over and over again. And the amount of clicks that you actually have to get through, and the amount of menus that you have to actually get through, and animations that you go through with each one of the games, just makes this such a slog to play over and over and over again. Now, of course, the fact that there are no bouts in this game certainly appeal to cheaters, certainly appeal to speeders and botters and all those other names that people do, and all those other cheats that people put in to play the game over and over and over again. I will have to say, though, that I don't know if they've deleted people off the leaderboard or whatever, but I have seen that some of the people in the beginning that were just crazy far ahead of everybody, I don't see those names anymore. So I don't know if they got rid of them. I haven't really been keeping up a crazy amount with the leaderboard or checking it very often. But with a game mode that doesn't require any bouts, certainly cheaters and botters and speeders and all that stuff are going to be prevalent. And that's definitely unfortunate when it comes to this. Let's talk about the rewards. The rewards are terrible. Absolutely terrible. I feel super bad, even though, of course, as you see, we didn't even make 750. But for those people that did grind this out, you know, big shout out to you, because I gotta say that had to be miserable. But once you get past this 750, I mean, this pack is terrible as it is, right? Only contains one single card, one single support card, and one stinking token. After you get to this point, there's no incentive to play. Like, what is your reward for playing another one? I mean, you pretty much have to just grind constantly, just over and over and over for no reason. I mean, you get nothing after you get to 750. Most people, I'm sure, even though they opened all their packs, probably didn't get a single Royal Rumble in any of those. And then after that, what are you even playing for? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. These rewards are terrible. Now, the one reward that is kind of good, which is the 1,000 credits. I did make a video on this on Thursday when it came out. Unfortunately, when you start up the game mode, it makes you choose before you even look at the rewards. So most people, you know, or a lot of people like me and other people picked their champion before they even realized. If you pick the right one, you get 1,000 credits. Now, this is really nice. This is good. This is actually a really good reward, but it kind of, I don't know, makes the results just a little bit skewed, right? Because a lot of people are going to be picking whatever one they want to, or whatever one they think they're going to win. Now, I pretty much assumed that The Undertaker was going to win. And so I would have picked him. I picked Triple H in the beginning because of the arrow. That's the one I wanted. But I knew I wasn't going to do very well in the event. So I actually would have picked The Undertaker if I knew that 1,000 credits were on the line. And so, I mean, while this reward is good, the fact that you have to pick the champion before you even see the rewards, absolutely terrible. And the fact that this is going to skew the results by quite a bit, I would think. I definitely think it's a bad way to set it up. And then we got the event card. While the design is cool in a way, it's a design we already had before. Why is it that PCC, this highly anticipated return of over 7 years, didn't get a new design? The card is exactly the same as the previous event. That is extremely disappointing when it comes to the actual card that you get. The Triple H and the Undertaker, I think fantastic choices for this particular event. But the fact that the event card is the exact same is very, very, very disappointing. Also, another thing that kind of feels disappointing is that, by all appearances anyway, you might get the card that you actually chose. And that feels like it goes against the entire concept of people's champion. Like, what's the point of picking somebody and fighting for that champion if you're just gonna get the champion you picked anyway? Like, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense, and it doesn't seem like it goes with the whole idea of the actual game mode, you know what I mean? And so I mean, while getting the card you want is cool, and in this case, you know, if I would have got Triple H, that would have been great and fine and dandy and all that, but I would have lost out on, of course, the 1,000 credits, which probably skew the results a little bit. But then you just get the card that you chose, and, you know, it's not really people's champion because you got a different card that isn't even the winner. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. So what should they do to fix it? I think that is the real question. What should they do to fix it? Well, first thing I think they should do is get rid of the last man standing deck. I think they should put it where it is an actual deck that you could change and fix just depending on, you know, the cards you have, so you can implement some sort of strategy. They also need to put in real live people, I think, or real live decks that you face based on whatever deck tier that you're in, not based on the very top tier, so the lower tiered people can't even play it. I think that is a huge thing. Second thing, or third thing, I think they need to get rid of the rewards and make them so much better. Get rid of the 1,000 credits and instead maybe put in an alignment arrow for getting the event card. So let's say that when you do play the game, that whatever side you picked, you're fighting for that. But if you end up getting the event card, let's say the Undertaker won and I picked Triple H, I would get an Undertaker reward. But since I did get the event card as well, one of the rewards that I would get with it would be an alignment arrow that I could choose for the other card. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like opposite. If it's blue, then it would be a yellow alignment arrow. If it's yellow, then you would get a blue alignment arrow or something like that. I just think that that would be so much better and make it to where, I don't know, people would actually pick who they wanted and it would be an actual fight. And then, or an actual battle, and then maybe change it to bouts instead of having unlimited. I know a lot of people like the unlimited thing, but maybe do it 10 total bouts and refreshing every 5 minutes or something like that. Maybe lower the timer a little bit, make it to where there is a little bit more bouts, and take off like all of this animation screens and stuff like that to make it a little bit faster. I don't know. These are just a couple suggestions that I think would make the game mode at least a little bit more playable. But let me know in the comments, what did you think about this game mode? What are your suggestions to fixing it? Do you agree or disagree with the things we said? I'm gonna have to say that I probably like this game the least out of all the game modes in WWE SuperCard currently. Maybe even worse than Clash of Champions. And I really don't like Clash of Champions. This one is awful for as boring. It is so boring to play this game mode. Just having to play the AI over and over again. The same cards. Can't alter it, can't change it. Using last man standing deck. The rewards are awful. The event card, the design is terrible. The 1,000 credits skew the results. Even the event card that you get at the end is terrible. There's just so many things wrong, I feel like, with this game mode currently to make it at all a success. Now you look at this 6 million and 2 million wins. That's a lot of wins. And it looks like a lot of people played it. But I don't know, maybe I'm just completely off in left field and I'm one of the very few that really feel like this. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, like I said. But if you're new to the channel, you know, be sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up if you did enjoy, and I will see y'all again soon. Let me know how you did below. But y'all take it easy, yo. We're out. Peace.